Welcome, welcome, as we're flying over Bratislava. On our left, we're playing Microsoft Flight Simulator today. And we're just as bad at this as we are every other game that we play. Be it war strategy games, where we lose every time. Flight simulators, where we forget to fuel the plane and then land it head first into a mountain. But we're feeling safe today because we've got Sarah with us over here. Hi, Sarah. Sarah and her zombie arms clinging onto nothing at all. She's here, which means we're feeling safe. We are, for those of you that are interested in simulators, we are sitting in an Airbus 320. This is the fly-by-wire version of the 320 that you can get, which is an improvement on the out-of-the-box 320 in Flight Simulator. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But I'm totally new to this. I'm figuring it all out. I've got a little flight plan, my tablet over here. I've got McDonald's cup. Very important. Never go anywhere without a McDonald's. And that's not really true. It's only true if you want to be immensely fat. But yeah, we're on the autopilot. There's little dots here, there. And we're flying at 37,000 feet at the moment, on our way to Dubai International from London Heathrow. I've spent the last week, I suppose, just getting into Flight Simulator. I played it before, but I didn't play it properly. I was just sort of fiddling around, crashing planes, doing my sort of flying lessons that come with the game. But I thought I'd actually try and learn how to do it this time. So I've been learning to take off, which I'd say I've probably 90% got that, but to be honest, that's like pressing 4 buttons. So the fact I've 90% got that is kind of embarrassing. I've just today, for the first time, managed to get into a dead plane and start it all up from scratch, taxi out, take off, fly. Where did I go? I did a little short flight. Oh, I did Stockholm to Oslo, which is a nice flight. It's a beautiful part of the world. Something went wrong with the autopilot on the way. Lost track of where I was going. I think the plane moved to get out of the way of some traffic, and knocked itself off autopilot in the process. And I hadn't noticed. And I was miles off track by the time I noticed, because I was too busy looking at the pretty trees. This is why I'd be a terrible pilot in real life. But anyway, noticed it, and what I actually did was manage to delete some of the route and create a new route in the MCDU, which is the little computer that controls the plane. As we were getting close to the airport, reprogram the whole thing, get us, fly us back over to the route, get us back on the autopilot just in time to land, and then manage to taxi round and deboard all the passengers and turn the plane off. So you got a full end-to-end flight, which I'm quite pleased with after a week. Considering yesterday I tried to do a flight and realised halfway through that I hadn't put any fuel, or not enough fuel, in the plane. That was not a good outcome. We parked very neatly in the side of a mountain, upside down and probably on fire, so not many pilots can do that. It's probably the only person that day that managed to do that as successfully as I did, so something to be proud of. But this is a long flight, this one. How long have I been flying? A couple of hours, I suppose, maybe a bit longer. And we're over sort of Central Europe, I suppose. But we've still got to go down to the Bosphorus and over into Turkey. I've got that right. Across Turkey, and presumably then we do something like Syria and Iraq, and then sorry, just traffic. I was just having a listen to that. I've got my as you can hear, my first officer doing the radio for me. So I like having the radio running because it adds a certain level of realism, but it can be a real pain in the butt. And I'm not at this stage experienced enough to know whether there are add-ons to make it better. I doubt it, because I don't really want to just turn it off, which you can do. You know, I'd like to just have it control itself better. I think that's more of a development job. Anyway, where were we? Probably going over Iraq or something, I don't know. And then we head down the Gulf there and come into Dubai. So that's the plan. That is very much the plan. Now, as you can see from my lovely little iPad that you get with the A320NX, which is the fly-by-wire version of the plane. It was lovely iPad. This is our flight, so we've left from Heathrow and we're going to Dubai International. We seem to be this far along the route at the moment, quarter of the way, which after 2 hours sounds about right. So roughly an 8-hour flight, so sounds good. We've got our information. That's our alternate airport if something goes horribly wrong. But to be honest, if something goes horribly wrong with me, it probably means we're all dead, so there's no point having an alternate airport really. Cost index, something to do with the efficiency of the plane. Cruising altitude 370, flight level 370, which means 37,000 feet. This is the weather where we left, 5 degrees. And this is the weather where we landed, 22 degrees. I think we've made the right decision heading off to Dubai at this time of year. So this is our route. This is what we've programmed in. Now I've imported this from SimBrief. SimBrief is brilliant. Yeah, when you sign up to SimBrief, you can create these flight plans, and then you can just come into your tablet. I shouldn't say iPad, that's advertising. I didn't say iPad then. Other tablets are available, not drugs, just to be clear. I may have lost track there, but anyway, you can create a flight plan. Oh look, something's going on outside. We turning left, are we? Are we turning left? We are turning left a little bit. Look. Oh, it's fancy, isn't it? Right. So when you program the MCDU, which is the little computery thing, which is over here. I'm on PC, by the way. I'm pressing Control 5 to get over to the MCDU. There are all my little points. So you see those ones there, Gillette, MPOS, Lugeb. Hopefully if we go over here we can find some of those. Depends on whether it's taken an airline or if it's gone direct. Let's see if we can find some. Or Dero Tech Key, anyone? Key. Well, I'll show you that later because we will be able to pick up on some of these. So, so you can see where it says DCT, that means direct. So it's going direct from Matug to Bombay, and then direct to Tendo, and then direct to Dexit. So those ones will show up in there. But when you see something like this, the UL607, that is taking an airline. So if I go in here, go away. Go away. Got a 3 in there. Why did I have 3 in there? Who did that? Airways, you see. Did I say airlines just now? I'm thinking of the planes. Airlines, you see. I'm totally useless in this game. But anyway, airways. So you can pop an airway in there, and you can tell it to take that airway to the next point. So when you're looking over here, UP975 is an airway, so it's a series of points. So they'll stick a bunch of points in there. So we follow that all the way along. It's quite a long route to OMDB. So that's pretty cool in here, the way it does all that. You've got in here as well, it's called dispatch. So if we go in here, that's our full list of everything you could ever want to know. Now, if you're going to get really into this, go ahead and read it. I tried. It's just stuff, isn't it? I mean, who knows what that is. This is your ground services. So this is for when you're on the ground, not in the air. So that's why everything's greyed out. Because if I tried to call a fuel truck to me when I'm 37,000 feet in the air, it's going to struggle to get to me. So when you're setting the car up, really setting the plane up at the beginning, you can open and close your doors, and you can call in power and fuel trucks, the jet bridge, which of course is where you walk along over to your little plane when you get on. So you can sort these things like catering trucks, all that stuff. You can then from there add fuel. Now you can actually tell it by this little button here again to import that from SimBrief, and it'll just import it for you. And you can set the refueling time to be instant if you just want to get on with it, or actually fast, or just real time if you want to hardcore sim it, which I like to do for some weird reason. This is my payload, so again you can import this from SimBrief, but then once you've got it, you can then embark your passengers, and again you can do it instantly, fast, or real time. So in real time you can have people coming on, and you'll see the seats filling up as they come on board, these little blue ones. You'll see the baggage filling up as they come on board. It's got the cargo areas, there's 3 cargo bays. So that's where there's the 4 one there, but the after ones, 3 of them. And these are empty seats. And then at the end, once you've landed, you've got the jet, when you open the door, you can deboard them, you'll see them all pop off again. And then you've got pushback services again on the ground. So this is when you want to push back from the gate. You can call over a little tug to take you out, which is quite a nice little system. There's a little warning about this one, as it doesn't work with other pushback plugins, so you've got to be careful with what you're doing, but as long as this is the only pushback you've got, happy days. It works really well. You've got a performance thing here. I've put in our altitude. You can actually sync that if you want, and it'll keep track of it. And then that tells you when to start your descent, which is helpful because the descent checklist you've got to go through, it's helpful to have a sort of starting point for that. And there's also a sort of landing one here. I haven't looked at this yet. I'm sure it's brilliant. Let's do that. Little data from. It's done nothing at all. There you go. Didn't press it properly. So that's pulled in wind direction, temperature, approach speed. It hasn't pulled in any of that. But yeah, something for us to learn together. Now here's where your charts are. Now I haven't subscribed to this, so Navigraph is part of SimBrief. Now when you sign up for SimBrief, it'll ask you to subscribe and pay some money. Now if you've got money, I'm sure it's brilliant. I'm not currently investing in it, so I can use the SimBrief to create the briefs that do the flight plan from start to finish, and we'll look at that in another video. But I can't import the Navigraphs because they only come with a paid subscription. I haven't done that yet because I've only been using this for a week, and I don't really know whether I'm going to continue to enjoy crashing planes into mountains or not. So I'll probably subscribe to that and we keep going, I reckon. It looks like it's pretty cool, but I'm not using it right now. It's not essential. Again, you've got to have subscriptions for all these kind of lovely, jubbly little things over here. No idea what that is at this stage. Something to do with failures. I'm probably on that list somewhere, am I? SK? No, can't see it. Okay. Checklists, quite helpful. Running through things and ticking them off. At the moment, I'm just using a bunch of notes that I've got scribbled down here to help me understand it, what I'm learning it all. Which I think is worth doing. There's a brilliant guide from the guys that made this plane that takes you through step by step absolutely everything you need to do with screenshots and everything. Fantastic from the guys who made the fly-by-wire plane. So have a look at this, at their guide, the sort of fly-by-wire guide to the A320, and look at the sort of startup, taxi, takeoff, and the approach, landing, all that good stuff. It's honestly brilliant. It'll take you through everything. And I wrote the notes down from those guys myself, and that's what I used to do my first full flight from cold earlier today. and it worked perfectly. Nothing went wrong, which is a miracle when it comes to me on these sort of games. So so whoop-de-doos. Anyway, that's a little tour of the iPad. Have we crashed while we've been looking at that? No. Look at that. See, when I put the plane in control of a computer, it doesn't crash it. But you know, maybe I'll take control in a minute, then we'll see what happens. So yeah, looking around the plane. Look, here's some nice screens. Look good, don't they? So look, we're level. We are at 252 speed. We're at 37,000. You're right there, Morris. My cat Morris has come in to meow at me and sit on the sofa. Don't come over here. That's not a good idea right now. We definitely crashed the plane. We're following our course as we should be. Lovely, happy days. Nothing else I particularly care about right there. Over here we've got little dots, which means we are following the plan. The computer is setting the speed and heading and everything according to our plan. Autopilot is doing that for us, and auto thrust is on. Auto thrust is on because if we come out of this, you see we're on climb. So as long as the throttle is set to CL there, set for climb, we will stay at the right speed. It will automatically adjust the thrust for us to climb and drop down, all that kind of lovely stuff. And then we got to the third screen. So this little baby down here is quite nice. We can access all kinds of things up here. You can't see them behind here, but if I go like this, you can see all the little buttons down the bottom here. So these are good because we can check all the systems of the plane. So at the moment we're looking at fuel, largely because of my failure yesterday to fuel the plane, and now I'm paranoid about having fuel in it. But you know, we can check the electrics. Everything is green. That is good. I can check the engine. Yeah. And as you can see, that's what we've got above. Not the same screen, very similar. Check the hydraulics. Yeah, okay, alright, good. So, all looks good. We can check all kinds of things there, doors, all kinds of stuff. But at the moment, that's all perfectly fine. Down here is the MCDU, which is to say we'll talk about in another video. Over here, this is our thrust over here. We've got our frequencies, our active and our standby frequencies over here. And then we've got the engine buttons down here. This is just the co-pilot's copy. Down here you've got the squawk code. When you've got the ATC on, when they tell you the squawk, if you've got the automation set up, it'll just put the new squawk code in and then give you the squawk code, so no biggie on that. And then down here we've got speed brakes, flaps, parking brake, and those are kind of the important things down there. And then we've got the panel up above us, pressing control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to get to these different screens, by the way. And this is where we've got the engines are on fire, and hydraulics, we've got batteries, and we've got air conditioning, and temperatures of the different cabins. There's some anti-ice stuff down here. We've got exterior lighting and interior lighting here. So things like landing lights that we have to set once we get below 10,000 feet. We've got the seat belts button here, which is off. You can ping the cabin over here. So there's a bunch of things that we've got up here, some of which is just fun. I mean, you don't need to be turning the seat belts on and off. You don't even really need to turn the landing lights on and off, or the cause. You're not going to crash the plane if you don't do those things. Obviously, they're good to learn. And this whole panel is important for doing the startup of the plane. But just for flying along, to be honest with you, just take off, have a little bit of fun and land. You can pretty much ignore everything here if you want to, until you want to get into something a bit more detailed. So that's sort of the key stuff, really. That's how the how the tablet works, and what the key bits of the plane are. You control your rudders down here with these, which is very nice, very important when you're on the ground, especially taking off and landing. And then you're controlling the actual plane thingamajig with the yoke, but I don't have a yoke. It's invisible. You can make it appear and disappear. Pretty sure. I can't remember where you click to do that. I don't want to start clicking on the ejector seat or something. I'm pretty sure there's not an ejector seat in here. But I guarantee you, if there is, I'll find it by mistake. So we are still heading over Eastern Europe, and we're going to be doing this for quite some time. You're still alive there, Sarah. I mean, you're still moving. But I'm really concerned about the fact that the front of your chest looks like you've been set on fire. Your hands look dead. Your feet are too small for the pedals and don't reach. What do you think I should do, Sarah? I mean, what was your advice on a good flight? What can you tell me? She always ignores me. We had a bit of a fight the other day and she's not talking to me now. Anyway, so let's have a look. So we've got a nice little toolbar up here, which is kind of cool. Bing. We can turn on all kinds of lovely things. So I just clicked on the map there. It shows us where we are. Now it shows us all these lovely planey type things. So we've got to try and work it out. There's probably some kind of really nice plug-in, I would imagine, where you can check where you actually are in reality on like a Google Map plug-in or something like that. But I don't know. Let's see if we can work it out. I'm looking at Google Maps on my phone because that's how sophisticated I am. There's probably a really smart way of doing this that I don't know. Let's have a little look around. There's a big lakey thing up there. I think I've got that on the map here. So I'm going to say on that basis I am in Hungary, southeast of the capital. I'm guessing capital of Hungary, Budapest, of course. Buda on one side of the river and Pest on the other. Never knew Buda came from Hungary. Things you learn as a pilot. It's quite amazing. So yeah, we're coming out of Hungary. So I reckon we're going to be flying over Romania, and then we'll probably just clip the Black Sea on our way. Let's have a look and see what the route tells us here. We're going to come through here. Slight turn, maybe is that? I think there's a slight turn at Airport. I'm going to go over LEGB there. So yeah, we're just going to clip over the Black Sea as I thought. And we nip into Turkey, as I said earlier. We're going to go across Turkey. Let's have a look where we're going. Loads of lakes and stuff. Nice country, Turkey, quite like it. I think we head down then into Syria. I think we're now looking at where we are on the map here in Iraq, which is what I thought we were going to do, and then we're going to turn. And let's see, do we head down the Red Sea? We do. I say the Red Sea, the Persian Gulf. The Red Sea's the other side. Down the Persian Gulf. Looks like we're actually going to go over briefly over the coast of Iran here, back down the Persian Gulf, and then we're going to come to Dubai. But you can see here, as we come into Dubai, we're in a nice little landing pad that we've programmed in to the MCDU, following what Simbury told us to do. So we haven't had to add all these points. We're following a set arrival pattern there, which has been defined by Simbury, and that brings us nicely into Dubai over here. Very nice. Oh, doesn't it look lovely? Alright, good. So we're going to go back GPS tracking to get back to where we were in the first place. So yeah, that was a good guess on the route then, wasn't it? I know this route quite well, having never flown it before. I just know it just from my own personal experience. So that's it, that's what we're doing today. This guy's got a good name, Mr. Simulator. I wonder if he plays simulators, because there'd be a huge coincidence if he doesn't play simulators and he's just loaded this up for the first time today. with a name like that. He might not. He might be a Fortnite guy normally, you know. Who knows? All right. Contact Bucharest now. It's in Romania.
Going to 118.175 SK
Sarah.
2022 Sierra Kilo 01.
Just got quite a deep
Center
voice.
SK 2022 Sierra Kilo 01 flight level 370.
SK 2022 Sierra Kilo 01 Bucharest Center radar contact continue to impose.
Good. Good. We're all good. We can keep flying through Romania. They're not going to block us. That is good. I mean, they might be saying that, secretly sending fighter jets to shoot us out of the sky. Who knows? Not me. We run out of fuel yet. I swear we're going to run out of fuel. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. So look, there's our fuel. Look, we've used 5,730. Changes just as I say it. Why would you do that? Just make me look like an idiot on my own channel. It's not fair. Fuel on board 11,800. So it suggests we can go twice as far as we've gone, doesn't it? So we should be about a third of the way on that basis. Now, what's our little computer telling us? Doesn't look like a third, does it? Is that accurate? Do we think? I don't know. How will I know? What if there's something somewhere that tells us how far we've gone and what the total distance of the flight is? I bet you this massive thing here tells us the total distance of the flight. Because if it doesn't, what is it doing? Anyone see it? I mean, look, there's numbers. I can see loads of numbers. We leap 26 something feet, maybe? We leap 26 feet to get there. No, that's not right, is it? And that says we should have 13,000. Contingency, I guess, so minimum fuel 16,000. I think we're good on that. But I don't know how far we're going. Does the MCDU tell us? I wonder. I don't see anything. Our flight plan. 2,085 miles. Oh, it's gone down. 2,084 miles. So that is counting the distance from where we are to our destination. 2,083 miles. Okay, so that's one part. We found how far we got to go. Now, how do we find how far we've been? We've got a counter, which I started. So, the chrono here, press that, it starts counting how long you've been flying. Look, we've been flying 2 hours. So that will track, that enables you to track a whole bunch of things. Like, for example, when you start the engines, you can press that, and you can see how long it takes the engines to start. I think batteries to start up, engines to start up, both of them, about a minute. So you can keep an eye on that, just make sure everything starts up as it should, which is quite helpful. So we know we've been flying for 2 hours. We know we've got that distance to go. What was it? 2,000, just over 2,000 to go. But we don't know how far we've been. Know where we're going, but we don't know where we've been. 10 points if you know who sung that. Don't know the rest of it. Something to do with knowing stuff. Road to nowhere. So, I mean, come on, my car tells me how far I've been, so surely the plane does. There's probably one of you listening to this right now, screaming at me. Obviously, it's right in front of you, you idiot. Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right. Ta 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 ta. See if we can find it. I'm not going to Google it. I mean, I'm not going to Google it yet. I'm going to make everyone watch me fail to find it for about 10 minutes. And then I'm just going to Google it. Let's zoom this in a bit. Brightness on this is amazing. So, hopefully you can see that a bit better. So, alternate route. It looks like it has some distance. Alternate route. Are there any distances up here? Oh, some distances here. What's that? What's all that mean? GC dist. GC, I think that's something. Air distance. So ground distance. Okay. Air distance. So do we think that's it? 2,800. I don't know what that means. Do we think that's it? 2,800? Because if that's the case, then if we go back to IMCDU, we've got 2,000 to go, which would suggest we've done 800, which would suggest we are, you know, approaching a third of the way. And when we were panicking about fuel over here, we said we've done 6, we've got 12, so a third of the way. So that suggests we're actually slightly over where we should be on fuel. Now that might not be the case because we might have used, you know, a significant amount more fuel to take off, and we might be using significantly less fuel to land, to, you know, to descend and land as the engines obviously power down significantly, coming in that way. So maybe that's okay. I don't know. We're learning together. Together. My cat is facing away from me, ignoring me. I think it's cross. I think he's just disappointed, actually, to be honest. I think he just wishes he had a better cat dad. That's pretty nice. Where are we? We're in Romania, aren't we? Probably. Eastern Hungary, Western Romania. That's lovely. Should we have a little look outside and see what's going on? For those of you that are not expert astronomers, that's the sun over there. And those are the different planets in our solar system. Which of course, when you go up in the plane, look much bigger and closer than they are from the ground. That is of course a lie. Sometimes physics think it's a lie, and then physics. Practicals. Chemical mechanics. Just saying words now. So yeah, this looks pretty nice. It's not jerky. What are you doing that for? So I've got the graphics, so you know, running this on a decent laptop, but it's only a laptop, so it's not like a hardcore machine. I will see it, I say, at the moment this is like a test thing, right? If I enjoy it, I will invest in it. But yeah, the river flows, I love the reflections on the river in this game as well, so nice and realistic. But yeah, when you get a better machine, yeah, you can put a lot more detail into the terrain. got it on sort of mid-level at the moment. You can have it on low as well. My performance would be better on low, but you can also have it high end. I would very much like that, but I'm not there at the moment. Early days, they don't know if it's to give me a better computer to play flight simulators on. I will open to all of my current 0 subscribers, who subscribe. We'll do more of this. So if you enjoy it, if you find this is something different to your actual experts playing games, and you just want someone who's kind of going to teach you a bit, but mostly have a bit of fun and make you feel better about how terrible you are, then do subscribe and let's have some fun together. And smiley face. Where's my plane? Got some noise. Calm down, Plainy, it's okay. Stop over those engines. That's probably Sarah playing up in the cockpit. As soon as I turn away, she's probably like pushing the thrust ball, just annoying me. Seriously. You didn't want me to tell you off, Sarah. You shouldn't have left your handbag right in front of my rudder pedals. It's that simple. Holy Christ, that woman, she really does. Okay. Still a plane coming our way though. UK 3847. Someone above us, or are they a long way off? Not too far off. They're actually at our height. What's there? Not too far away. It's pretty close there though. Stay away. Stay away from my plane, little guy. Oh, this is just for your own safety. No idea what I'm doing. So apparently we've got 60% fuel. There we are, 60% of our fuel then. We thought we were just under a third of the way, didn't we? Interesting. Because if we run out of fuel, at that percentage, I reckon we'd still make it. I reckon we'd be able to drift the rest of the way. Land nicely, perfectly. But we might be totally fine. I actually think you can kind of cheat as well with this particular plane. I think you can use the tablet to top your fuel up into the air, which of course most planes can't do. Some can, but most planes can't do fuel in the air. But no, I think it'll be fine. I think it's probably okay anyway. I mean, we've put in the amount of fuel from Simply, so this has worked out to be a really good learning point for us. But look at this countryside. What is this? This is amazing. Love it. God, I want to move to Romania. That's beautiful. Mr. Simulator dude, he's been around for ages. Air Force. He's only at 2,900 feet. What are you doing, Mr. Simulator? He's gonna come after me. He's going up and down around 2,000 feet though. He's probably playing around in some crazy jet plane. Weird, it's went from 1,900 to 3,400 feet for about half a second. 5,500, 6,000, 7,000. What plane is that? I think it might be an alien spaceship. Oh, it's back down to 2,000. Is that his internet? Is that my internet? Is that some kind of teleporting plane? Some kind of glitch? I game. Who knows? Sarah's turned the engines up again. Sarah, where are you? Where are you hiding? There's me. Way too good looking for me, and to be honest, kind of weird hair as well. Look like you're wearing one of those rugs that gives you static electricity shocks. Alright, you're gonna get that dirty shirt looked at, Sarah, because honestly it's a disgrace. You should be ashamed of yourself. Teacher, that teacher's rude to me. Right, okay. Nice. So I had to go out flying a 747 earlier. Never flown one. Didn't bother to look at the instructions. Just thought, let's get in a 747. That's a big, fun-looking thing. And have a go. Went flying off down the runway. Really nice, yeah. Took the brake off, full speed, lifted off, went up into the sky. Did the same things I do on the Airbus, really. Press the same buttons and shortcuts. Lifted the gear, that was good. Press the button for the flaps. Press the button for the autopilot. Flaps didn't go up. Autopilot didn't go on. Just went flying off in a straight line for ages. Spent a long time trying to work out. Just, again, not bothering to look at instructions. Just being a typical old man. And just having a go and seeing what happened. Managed to get it to get onto the track, actually onto the course that was set, which was surprising. And then for whatever reason I could not figure out, it just suddenly stopped following the nav, and I couldn't work out how to get it back on at all. And then I saw that the flaps were still up and the speed brakes were still on, and I was like, oh my god. That's a plane that it's probably worth learning how to fly before you have a go in it. It's totally different. It's Boeing instead of Airbus, of course. It's a totally different company, but also a very, very different plane. Looks nice. The cockpit looks beautiful flying it. I mean, look, I'm not a real world pilot. That might come as a surprise to you, but I have landed successfully more than one planes, so I know it's a shot. Oh, getting a little bit of turbulence here. That's fun. But yeah, I'm not actually a professional pilot, so yeah, it was a bit terrible when I was just sort of pressing buttons based on a week's knowledge. So yeah, if any of you guys want to lend me your spare Airbus sometime, I'll take you for a little ride. Wherever you want. Auckland to Wellington, Los Angeles to San Francisco, Tokyo to Cairo? Oh, I'm asking like a question because, I mean, A, you can't answer me, and B, there's no right answer to that. Oh dear. Well, I think I'm going to sit back and enjoy the rest of the flight now. I hope for those of you that are brand new to Microsoft Flight Simulator, there's been something in there from a beginner to a beginner that's helpful for you. I might do some proper guides actually that go through the stages, but you know, loads of people do that sort of thing. So you know, we're more sort of entertainment with a couple of tips thrown in, right? Tips. Careful. So rather than making you sit here and watch me fly there for the next 4 hours, I'll call it there for the night and see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I know I did. And we'll see you again, I hope. Bye.